What's up, guys? It's time for me to make my 2024 NBA Finals prediction. Let's get into it. We got the Boston Celtics taking on the Dallas Mavericks. When I look at both of these teams, it's safe to say that they both have two nuclear options. In Dallas, you have Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. In Boston, you have Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But when I'm assessing both of these rosters, it's clear to me that the Celtics have the better overall team. I believe Boston has three legit number three options, three guys that could be legit number three options on a championship team. Last year, after Boston lost Game 7 on their home floor to the Miami Heat, Wyc Grousbeck knew that the Celtics had to make some big changes in order to go all in and become a legit championship contender because they had been knocking on the door for years. Unfortunately, they had to trade Marcus Smart to get Kristaps Porzingis. As a Celtics fan, Marcus Smart was the heart and soul of this team, but making this trade was a no-brainer. The return of KP allows Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown to be at their absolute best. He spaces the floor so well, and he's a big man that can actually hit big-time threes when the moment calls for it. Not to mention what he provides on the defensive side of the ball as a rim protector. They didn't rest on their laurels and stop there. Once the Milwaukee Bucks traded for Damian Lillard, Boston decided it's time to go all in on Jrue Holiday. And when they made that move, I think Boston became the favorite to win the NBA championship. Regardless of whoever made the move for Jrue Holiday, they would have ascended in the power rankings. The Celtics decided, you know what? Let's go out and trade Malcolm Brogdon, Sixth Man of the Year, Robert Williams, a high-energy guy, to get an NBA champion in Jrue Holiday. Last series against the Indiana Pacers, in Game 3, he had a huge steal on Andrew Nembhard to win that game. Not to mention what he did in Milwaukee. Game 5, NBA Finals. Devin Booker has the ball. Phoenix is looking to take the lead. Jrue Holiday steals that ball from Devin Booker, takes it the other way, hits Giannis for the potential game-winning alley-oop, and Milwaukee ultimately ended up winning that game thanks to Jrue Holiday. It was a huge move that the Celtics absolutely needed to make. The other guy that I believe is better than any other of the auxiliary players Dallas has to offer is Derek White. When the Celtics made that trade back in 2022 at the trade deadline, and they traded away Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford, a couple picks, I said this is a highway robbery. Derek White is a huge 3-and-D guy. He is never out of position on the defensive side of the ball. Derek White, since his arrival in Boston, has made some of the biggest shots and biggest plays we've seen in Celtics history. In Game 4 against the Indiana Pacers, Jaylen Brown hits him in the corner to make the game-winning shot that ultimately sends the Celtics to the finals. In Game 6 last year against the Miami Heat, Marcus Smart misses a three. Who was there to tip it in and force a Game 7? Derek White. In Game 7 of that series against Miami, nobody showed up. The only Celtic that came to play was Derek White. So I believe that Boston has three legit number threes better than any other player that Dallas can say is their third option. That's not a shot at Derek Lively, PJ Washington, or Daniel Gafford. But the Celtics are just deeper. Not to mention the presence that Al Horford has on this team. When they made the move to get Al Horford back in 2022, Al provided a veteran presence that this team desperately needed. And it doesn't matter if he's going out there dropping 23 points or if he's getting 8 rebounds. I believe Al Horford is hungry to win an NBA championship. So with that being said, Boston for sure has 5 of the best 7 players in the series. You could make a case they have 6 of the best 8 players, but there is no doubt that they have 6 of the best 11 players in this series. So the edge goes to Boston there. The Celtics also had the best record in basketball this season. They have a chance to get to 80 wins this year if they can close the deal and win 4 games. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown have been knocking on the doorstep. In 2022, they lost in 6 games to Golden State. Last year, they lost in 7 games to the Miami Heat. But even before then, they've gone up against LeBron James in a conference finals. They've been to a conference finals in the bubble against Jimmy Butler. I truly believe that this is their time to shine. In order to win this series, they have to win at least 2 games at home and 2 games on the road. They've done that in every series thus far. If you look at the Celtics' home versus away record in the playoffs, the away record is much better. Even this year, they are undefeated on the road, whereas they have lost 2 clunker games at home. But I think Boston will win one of these first 2 in TD Garden. They will take their show on the road, and it's reasonable to expect this team to win Game 5 and Game 6 in this series. So the Celtics have a massive edge over Dallas. The reason why I think the money is coming in on Dallas as of late to win this series is because most people believe Luka Doncic and Kyrie are the best duo in this series. And I hate to tell you guys, you're wrong. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving have averaged 52 points a game this postseason. But Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown have averaged 51. To me, that's an absolute wash. If you look at what both of these guys did in the conference finals, Luka and Kyrie averaged 59, JT and JB averaged 60. So the Celtics superstars can absolutely go toe-to-toe with Luka and Kyrie, not to mention what they do on the defensive side of the ball. So they give you just as much offensively with the added benefit of playing defense as well. Luka, without a shadow of a doubt, is the best player in this series. But the Celtics have at least 4 guys that can defend Luka. Jaylen Brown made an all-defensive team last year. He should have made it this year. Drew Holiday and Derek White both made the all-defensive team this season. Not to mention, Jayson Tatum has also improved as a defender. I believe the Celtics have 4 legit options that they can throw out at Luka and Kyrie. I'm not saying that they're going to knock Luka and Kyrie off their spot. Those guys are going to get their points. But can you make them a tad bit less efficient than they already are? I believe the Celtics are a bad matchup for the Mavericks. Bottom line, this series is going to come down to Jayson Tatum. Before the start of the year, Jayson Tatum sat down with Malika Andrews and said he believes he's the best player in basketball. Well, Jayson, you have the best team. Jayson, you came up short in 2022. Jayson, you got injured in Game 7 last year. This is your moment. You got home court. You got experience. It is time for you to put this team on your back. Jayson Tatum, in his last 3 playoff runs, has gone for at least 45 points at some point during the playoffs. He hasn't hit that mark just yet, and I think he's saving his steam for a huge Game 4 in Dallas. I expect Jayson Tatum to have a monster game, a Pavarotti at the Sydney Opera House that changes the complexion of this series. I have the Celtics winning the finals in 6. I think Jayson Tatum wins MVP, and the Celtics will raise banner 18. This is their time. This is their moment. I got the Celtics in 6. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you liked this video. Be sure to give me your thoughts in the comment section below, and hopefully subscribe to my channel. Thanks, guys.